But now everyone is excited that the building that once housed Kennetville High School gets a new life, still educating the people inside. People will be noticing these signs around Wabash County reminding drivers they have to stop for school buses as kids head back to school. Most of the fields in our area have not been planted yet because it's simply too wet to get the equipment in. I'm not even in the mud puddle, and I've sunk down a couple inches. 10 years ago, when the highway department decided to widen County Road 11A in front of the Cruise Auction Park. Fort Wayne Community Schools does have sidewalks around Wayne High School on its property, but as you can tell, those didn't have the property line. So kids then have to cross this ditch to get to the busy road. Since I started asking back in May, and that includes one request that I sent after the district sent out the 6-page press release outlining the projects. The sounds and signs of summer are all across town. For Oakdale Drive, the sound is now cars speeding down the narrow one-way street.
Our little quiet street's not quiet right now.
Crews are building the drop shaft at Rudisell and Broadway for the combined sewage overflow tunnel deep below Fort Wayne. This will protect raw sewage from dumping into the St. Mary's River near Foster Park, which the city says happens a lot here.
Bittersweet because the roads need improving and we knew the project was going to happen.
In the meantime, many people are cutting through neighborhoods, causing backups and frustrating residents like Nicole Viral. She says there are many kids in the neighborhood playing outside.
Keep the kids wrangled and, keep them safe because people just aren't considerate of the rules of the road right now.
Speeding seems to be often, but it's just with all the children, it's pretty, unsafe.
Neighbors say they're seeing a lot of people ignore these signs on these barricades and going the wrong way down these one-way streets.
Trying to turn around in traffic jams on our street and getting yelled at. I've seen a couple road rage incidents going on.
That's why Fort Wayne police have more officers patrolling the neighborhood. Just this week, many people were issued tickets, including this driver this afternoon.
It's challenging. A lot of people don't know where they're going. They'll learn. It's a learning curve.
However, the city reminds people it is just the first week and it will take drivers time to adjust and find their detours.
The streets are public and people can use public streets.
In the meantime, neighbors are getting ready for a long 10 months.
I think it's going to get really busy really fast.
Now, this closure has only been in place for a week, so the city says it will continue to monitor the situation and make adjustments in the neighborhoods as needed. In Fort Wayne, Cody Butler, Fox 55 News. As school buses hit the road, schools in Allen County are teaming up to make sure everyone stops when the stop arm comes out.
Stop for me. It has to stop.
Stop for me.
Slow, stop, stay. That's exactly what drivers are required to do when they see a school bus picking up and dropping off students.
It's time to stop and take the time to look out for our kids.
That's why Fort Wayne Community, East Allen, Northwest, and Southwest are teaming up with police for the Slow, Stop, Stay campaign. It reminds drivers they need to slow down when a school bus's yellow lights come on and stop when the stop arm comes out. Drivers need to stay until the bus starts to move and it is safe.
Everybody's going to learn one way or another. They're going to learn from the education that we provide to them about the laws, or they're going to learn from the law.
During a 3-week period in March, Fort Wayne police issued 60 tickets to drivers who didn't stop for buses during a traffic enforcement blitz. Starting next week, the blitz will continue thanks to a grant from the state.
There's no grace period. There's no gray area. There's no, I was almost past them. When you see it start to flash yellow, you slow down to prepare yourself to stop.
The importance of stopping for school buses was highlighted when 3 kids were killed near Rochester in October. That's the main reason lawmakers strengthen penalties for people running stop arms.
I hope we don't prosecute anybody for this because I can't imagine that there's anybody in this community would want to put a kid's life in danger.
All the schools in Allen County will start their school year next week. In Fort Wayne, Cody Butler, Fox 55 News. Police brought a suspect out of those apartments after a standoff that lasted for several hours. People here in Topeka say it was the most exciting thing in town.
Nothing ever happens here. And then when something like that happens, you're like, oh, it's kind of cool because, you feel like you're in the movies.
Oh, it doesn't happen in Topeka. Oh, heavens, no.
Cindy Bard says police were staging in her backyard as they were in a standoff with 31-year-old Travis Fullington. The LaGrange County Sheriff says he stole this van and was spotted in Rome City this morning. Officers weren't able to stop him, so they tracked him to Topeka Trace Apartments. Bard says it's been the most exciting thing she's seen in a long time.
I haven't seen so much traffic on my street since I don't know when. Oh, the 4th of July maybe, but no, normally peaceful little Topeka.
The Indiana State Police SWAT team eventually went into the apartment to get Fullington, who was hiding in a refrigerator. Police say Fullington didn't live in the apartment, but Bard says she's been having issues with people who live in the complex.
I have had people out of that apartment trespass in my yard, and so our town police have been aware of this.
We saw somebody run through the backyard, and I was getting ready to head that way and figured I was going to have to yell at somebody else for trespassing.
Fullington is locked up in the LaGrange County Jail facing several charges, including car theft and resisting law enforcement. The LaGrange County Sheriff's Office says more charges could be filed. In Topeka, Cody Butler, Fox 55 News.